folks? This is Alex with Downey's Bonsai. Today I'm going to go over a few plants I got at Home Depot actually. I went there just to get some ant traps and they were having a 50% off sale on all their trees. So I went over, I picked up 7 trees that I'm just going to quickly trim up and kind of get them into a rough bonsai shape, and then we'll just let them continue to grow in their pots and kind of let them recover for this year. Next year we'll get them into some nice small bonsai pots. But if you want to just stick around, we're going to go ahead and trim this up. We're going to take it from this very bushy shrub basically down to what looks like a little tree. I haven't yet to work with a Japanese holly tree, but for what I hear, they're one of the more popular bonsai choices just because of the size of the leaves and how they grow pretty easy. Supposedly they're pretty hardy, they're good in cold weather, warm weather, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to dive in and we'll see what we come up with. Right now I'm just trying to open up the trunk. I can go ahead in here and clip all these lower branches off. We want a good at least 1/3 to 2/3 of the trunk, mostly exposed. So these lower branches, they got to go anyways. And by just taking them out of here, you can see it's already really starting to open up this area so I can actually see what I'm working with, and then we can trim back further from there. So I'm going to keep taking these lower ones off and we'll see what it looks like. So I kind of got an idea of what I want to do here. I still have some more lower branches to take off, but I am trying to see what I want to come up with for an end design. And I think it would be kind of cool to have a very elongated dome type look to this tree. And the branch kind of comes up and then it swoops to the left this way. And I think that's how I'm going to have the tree kind of continue on. So I'm going to look at it a little bit more and then carefully decide which major branches I want to take off, and then I'm going to start a little bit of a little bit finer of a trim just to kind of open it up a little bit. But this is kind of, I think I'm going to have a lot of this left when I'm done, so I'm going to keep going here. One thing I've learned, I've only been doing bonsai a very short time. It's only been a few months, but I've done, I think I'm up to like 200 plus trees at this point. One thing I've learned about these nursery trees, especially from Home Depot, is they love to bury the trunk. And you can already see it. Some of these branches that I'm cutting off are literally growing at ground level, and that's because they've buried the tree in here quite a ways. So keep that in mind when you're trimming, because when you put this in a bonsai pot, most likely what's going to happen is you're going to have another inch or two, sometimes even more, on the trunk than you do now, because you want to get down to the root base, and it's usually at least an inch down, if not 2, sometimes 3. So I'm going to keep going here, but really open it up. You can see that kind of trunk line that it has where it cuts over here. And we're going to have, like I said, this nice kind of elongated canopy at the top, and we'll kind of open up the front here. I might leave this one, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to keep going, just stick along. choice, folks. I think I'm gonna leave it because obviously you can't just put a branch back on, but this one is probably gonna go because I'm really aiming for this movement here on this branch. So this is probably gonna go, but like I said, I don't know how far down the trunk goes, and I might want this to fill in some space. You can wire it however I want to wire it. So for now, I'm gonna leave that. And as you can see, I'm just trying to trim the rough shape that I want, and then I can go back in and just clean it out a little bit so that I can, get some good light down in here, and that we don't just have, a lot of crossover branches and everything. So I'm probably gonna put the camera on like a fast forward, just so you don't have to sit here and watch me, clip away at this thing for a long time. But when I'm all done, I'll come back and I'll show you what we came up with. So this tree is tricky. I actually, it's my first time, like I said, with the Japanese holly, and I can see why they're pretty popular. There's a lot of good movement to these branches. It looks like you could go a lot of ways with this tree. So I'm spending a lot more time than I usually do when I trim these up, because I don't know, I could definitely get 2 canopies here, if I wanted to. And if I take that branch off, it's a pretty substantial branch. So that's kind of a big decision. I may leave it for now and make my mind up later. But I'm gonna keep going, keep looking. I think I am probably going to keep that branch. So it gives it, I don't know if you can see it, but it gives it kind of some depth. It kind of follows the same movement as this upper branch. So I decided to take that one off. It kind of competed with this, and you don't want symmetry on a bonsai tree. So if I had a branch here and a branch on the other side, it would have been too symmetrical, even though they're different sizes. So again, this may go in the future, but I think I'm gonna wait till I get it out of the pot, see how long this trunk actually is, and then if I decide I want it to go, I'll just take it out then. So really now it's just down to the fine tuning, just going through here and deciding what I want to clip out. But I think overall, it's got a pretty good rough shape right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up, and then I'll do some after shots for you. Alright folks, I think I'm not going to cut anything else off. That was a major cut. So I wasn't planning on wiring today, but this branch right here, I do want to bend it down. Just kind of get it where I think I want it if I keep it. So I can kind of look at it over the next few days or week and figure out, do I actually want to keep this branch or not. So. I'll take this outside, folks, and get it on a nice, nice background so you can actually see it. But this is what I came up with. This branch, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think I might get rid of it. I think if you look like that, it looks really nice. And this doesn't look bad, but I feel like this might just be a better tree if we just keep it simple. I think this has a really nice movement to it, really nice flow. So again, I may keep this until I see how deep down the actual root system is, but that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to go ahead and give you some before and afters so you guys can see that, and then we'll move on to the next tree. All right, thanks for tuning in.